This creepypasta was inspired by Cinema Hall 10 and Ratchet and Clank. Up your arsenal, the copy. Enjoy! Hello everyone. If you are watching this, there is a really horrifying story that I should tell you all. As you can see, I'm a big fan of the Ratchet and Clank franchise ever since my mom introduced me to it when she used to play it on her PS2. I immediately fell in love with the games. I even liked playing Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart on the PS5, and that's for the 2016 game and movie. The movie was really great. The game was okay. It could have been better if it was more based on the movie. Speaking of the movie, I used to work at an AMC theater in Greenwood, Indiana, up until November 25th of 2021. Here's what happened. I was just your typical everyday cinema employee. I was cleaning Cinema Hall 5, which was showing Ghostbusters Afterlife. As I was leaving the cinema hall, I saw a door with yellow police tape, the tape you would see in a crime scene. The tape was on the door to Cinema Hall 6. I asked my coworkers about this and they gave me looks of confusion. Sometimes I would get responses like, "What are you talking about?" "And I don't know what you're talking about, dude." I then asked my boss about this. "Do you know anything about Cinema Hall 6? I asked. "What?" She responded, it was like she didn't know it existed and that I was the only one who knew. But my curiosity was high. So I showed her the door to the cinema hall and she followed me. As I showed her the yellow police tape, she became pale like she just saw a ghost. She then told me to come to her office and told me to sit down upon arriving. I sat down and she told me the entire story. She said this. Back in 2016, during a showing of the Ratchet and Clank movie in that cinema hall, a hacker somehow successfully managed to show a disturbing version of the film. Reports said that the moviegoers in Cinema Hall 6 were terrified and one of them was escorted to the hospital due to a medical condition that was triggered by the footage. She also said that one of the moviegoers told CNN about the movie. My boss opened up her computer and played what looked to be a news video from the CNN YouTube channel. The moviegoer then appeared on camera and said he and the audience were shown the most disturbing thing he'd ever seen. He said that in the scene where Captain Quark, Ratchet, and Clank were trying to escape the deplanetizer when they defeated Dr. Nefarious, Ratchet and Clank used the teleporter. But Quark did not get to the teleporter in time. Instead, a scream was heard along with an explosion sound. Scary music began to play as the camera showed Captain Quark's dead body. However, the music playing was the Jayaga theme from Earthbound for the SNES. The scary part was that the body looked like Captain Quark's voice actor Jim Ward respectfully. After showing 15 minutes of Captain Quark's corpse, the credits rolled, except there was no music. And after the after-credits scene, where Dr. Nefarious becomes his robot self, the film ended. After it ended, a pair of robot hands emerged from the bottom of the screen. A Dr. Nefarious figure with red eyes appeared and screamed so loud that the now frightened audience fled the cinema hall. The moviegoer then said that the other moviegoers warned everyone not to watch the movie that was shown in that cinema hall as they ran into their cars with their crying children. My boss then turned off her computer and concluded the story. She said that after the incident, no audience was put in Cinema Hall 6, even when it showed the original non-hacked version of the Ratchet and Clank movie. One of the parents tried suing AMC, but the case was settled with a court finding in favor of AMC, and the company issued a public apology on its official Twitter and Facebook accounts. The cinema I was working in was forced to close Cinema Hall 6 due to low attendance and to prevent future incidents from happening. I left the office, and that was it. The next day, I felt prepared to go into Cinema Hall 6 and clean it. I was leaving Cinema Hall 9, which was showing in Kanto, and I unlocked the door using the key I had in my pocket, which I stole from my boss's office when she went to use the bathroom. I went into Cinema Hall 6, and there was so much dust in the air and I think I accidentally inhaled some. I had to hold my flashlight in my mouth. And there was so much leftover popcorn and soda cups in the chairs. I looked into one of the soda cups and I almost gagged and vomited, but was somehow able to hold it in. The cup was filled with soda, but it smelled horrible. and I swear I saw a dead fly and some fungus growing in it. But then I heard the door open and I hid behind one of the chairs so no one knew I was trespassing in this cinema hall. The figure then left. Then I decided to go into the projector room of Cinema Hall 6 and clean it. As I went up there, I saw something horrifying. It was the body of someone. When I shined my flashlight onto the person in question, I realized that it was the local AMC projector guy. He looked like he had his throat slit and died from blood loss. That's when I heard someone behind me say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I turned around and saw someone holding a knife. Horrified, I ran towards the door of Cinema Hall 6. I locked the door and never told anyone about it. I don't know if that was the hacker from 5 years ago or was a homicidal maniac. I guess I'll never know. If you ever find this cinema hall in the Indiana branch of AMC, don't go in there. Trust me, you will risk your life in there.